Hey everyone, it's Jan, and I am back to share with you that I have conquered my fear of cards. Look, of making cards. I'm not afraid of cards like receiving them, but I've been very unsure of myself as a creative person in making cards. And a few weeks ago, I had shared a video with you where I was really working on conquering that fear, and I got to tell you, I think I may be past it. But I want to thank all of you all, first of all, that were enablers, that just showed me in the best sort of way, enablers in the best sort of way. Mary and Momo and so many of you all that just constantly put out such creative things that it made me think I just needed to break down and have some fun. So I want to show you some things that I've been doing. Part of this whole transition in the last few weeks from flood recovery has been that I've had a little more creative time late at night, and since I wasn't working on videos, I took that time to try some new things. And honestly, over the last couple years, I've been intrigued with the Copic markers, but honestly, I had really kind of steered away from them because I felt like that I loved what I saw people doing with them, but the colors were so bright and clear that they just didn't seem to fit with my style. And so I thought those are really cute, but you know, that's really not what I do. And anytime you start saying that's not really what I do, you probably ought to just try it. So I decided if I was going to conquer my fear of cards, I might as well also work on my little bit of hesitancy where Copics were concerned. And so I've been doing that. And I took a class a few years ago. It was a multimedia, mixed media class. And the teacher taught many great techniques, but I think the thing that I walked away from that class with that has influenced me the most is that she said, never be afraid to try new techniques. If you've never done charcoal drawing, get you some charcoals and try them. And she said, you know, even if that's not really your thing, at least work with them the way most people do. Try them. And once you know what they're capable of, then see if you can't make them your own. Watercolors being the same thing, or any other style of crafting or mixed media art. And I really remembered that when I decided to go and play with Copic. So to begin with, I really did very traditional Copic kinds of things. And guys, I know there are fantabulous people out there, and SuzanneJDean is somebody that I have watched several of her tutorials on coloring and feel like she's really influenced me in learning the basics. She was just great at it. And so I've done several of those with some mimosa. I believe these are CC Design. These two are CC Design images, and they're fun. I mean, use them the way that they were intended to be used. I love this little greeting farm girl. Don't you think that wouldn't you rather be scrapping? The Norse girl, she's the one that has shown so many times how to do these cute little easel cards, and so I made one that was diminutive. Just think that one's really cute. And as I began to play with these, here's another little CC Design girl, so cute. As I began to play with these, I realized that I could begin, now that I was beginning to grasp the basics of coloring with Copics. And again, let me just say, I'm so beginning, novice person, but I'm beginning to gain a little more confidence doing it. And so now I'm ready to try some additional things. Like I wanted this little glamour girl. She's one of the Greeting Farms glamour girls. And how cute is she? And I just really thought she needed to be all black and white. And this is a great technique regardless of the medium that you're doing, because what you do when you're doing a black and white, you have to learn the value or the depth of color. And so where in my head, I think she's probably a platinum blonde, I had to use light colors of gray. It's an issue of value. How deep or how light is the value of the black? And your brain can fill in that this is probably a red skirt and her stockings probably are black, and you can do all of that. But coloring in an image in black and white gives you just another little exercise, or it did me anyway, of where I would expect to see highlights. And with Copics, that's really one of the key factors. So learning where to put the highlights and where to put the shadowing. This was a fun technique that I'm sure has been thought of, and I'm going to show you on something else, one that I did. But this little glamour girl I did, and then I made a little background like she's against, you know, one of those multi-faceted little cushions where all the little buttons pull the material down in. Just thought that was kind of fun. Again, did this one with a really traditional Copic coloring. It's good to just practice things, but then right here on the cup I used instead of the glossy accents, the matte accents, and I love how that, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it really takes that part of the image and gives it a very different textural feel. So the cup becomes a little more obvious. Okay, so I've done all of these, practicing, just practice, and you end up with a bunch of images when you're doing that sort of thing. And then I began trying to see, okay, could I make it a little bit more my style? And don't you just love this? It is a dress that's made out of chili peppers and lettuce. This is a Lockhart stamp design. Here's one that's made out of broccoli, and I believe those are leeks that they're with. Anyway, I fell in love with these little stamps. Thought they were really cute. Okay, so now let me show you some things that I did that were more in Jann's typical style of things. And I want you to see that you really can do this sort of thing with Copics. Even though we're accustomed to seeing those really bright, clear designs, you can do more of the grungy things as well. This is Lily and Zoe, and I put matte accent on, or matte effects, or whatever that glossy accents, matte accents is what I think it is, by Ranger. And the technique that I did, see these little chicks rule, fun little card. Here's another one of the little Lily and Zoe. This is a birthday card I'm sending to my sister. And then even with the greeting farm stamps, even though the still is kind of bright, I began to be able to grunge it up just a little bit. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I did this. This is some of that grass mat that Leslie sent me, and I've had the best time using that. But I'm going to show you this technique of how I did this. So come back and watch how I did this. I am not yet, I don't feel prepared or adequate to actually teach Copic coloring yet. There's so many people that are so talented out there. But I will show you kind of some things you can do with it as you're playing. Thanks. I hope you have had fun. I'm having the best time being with you. You all take care. Bye.